people are very nervous to waste their money on food that doesn't taste good. And especially, and remember, y'all, I just said I'm greedy, especially when you're hungry, the very last thing you want is to feel like, well, dang, even if someone's willing to give me something else to try, well, I gotta wait and I'm hungry now. And so what's really, really interesting to me, especially when it comes to vegan food, is listen, of course, no one wants to cut up have cut up carrots on their plate and spend $30 on that meal, right? But I also like to remind people of the awesomeness of vegan food because it takes so much creativity. Okay? It takes so much creativity to take these beautiful things that God have given us on plants and then to be able to manufacture them, most times raw, and make these incredible tastes that are so complex. Please go ahead.
Yeah, like you said, sometimes I have so much fun creating it. And that's why I ask people a lot of the times, what would you like me to create? Because I've been vegan for over 26 years now. And to me, I'm just like, I love the taste of everything. I don't think of missing certain things anymore. But obviously, owning a restaurant, people come up with wings, of course. Somebody just asked me for ribs the other day. And it's by far, after 27 or 30 years of being a chef, I have created one of the best things I've ever created, and that's a natural rib. And it's just out of plants and realizing that we can, right? And realizing that we can create all these things without sufferation of animals. You know, we can create these similar these ideas of ribs or crab legs or all the variety. You see it on my menu. I have everything that you can think of. And if I don't have it, I can create it too just from plants. Because we think about it, we're not eating meat. We're not eating ribs just the way they are. We're seasoning them. And then we're seasoning them with vegetables. So that's a
Yes.
big part of it as well.
Yes, and I also try to remind, especially my men out there. I always tie everything back to our intimacy and our pleasure, right? Like food, especially vegan food, is vitality versus taking away our life force. And listen, if we gonna be on a date, I want somebody vivacious, not somebody's gonna have something with cheese and bread and then wants to lay out flat.
Yeah, lay out flat and be exhausted and have your body just slow down, like just digesting, breaking down those foods. And over time, it's really detrimental because it's not just about when you're eating at that time, but over time, your body starts to slow down. It's just taxing your body too much to be able to, first of all, digest all that undigestible food, to be able to handle all the inflammation in the body. For men, it's a huge problem as they start to get older. I work with a lot of people, and a lot of people come in here because we do have a whole herbal section as well, natural products and things. And so many men, all ages, come in, and it's just their performance just slows down as they get older. And it's really important. And then they find a huge difference. People in general, they feel amazing when they go plant based. They have more energy. Obviously, when you stop eating red meat, chicken, all these things, your blood flows a little bit more. So, again, there's for the men, like they're vivacious.
Yes, because we love a good blood flow. We only have a few minutes left, and we pretty much just had the conversation for people who might be thinking about trying something vegan. But let's talk about people who are actually in the lifestyle. I know you have a cleanse challenge coming up. I'm really thankful that I'm not only going to be a part of it, but I'm going to document my entire experience day to day, no matter how angry I get. I'm going to be very, very good about it. But talk to us a little bit about that, what it consists of, what it's going to do, who should be doing it, and where they can get it.
Yeah, for sure. So everybody should be doing a detox. We know in the beginning of the year, the calendar year, this year, after eating all the holiday sweets and decadent foods, it's really good to just let our bodies relax, flush everything out of our body. And it's just so important to intermittently do this because we should be doing it at least 4 times a year just to give our body a rest from digesting, eating, intaking so much. It's so much better to just rest a little bit. And on this cleanse, you can actually still eat. I'm just recommending people to start eating a little bit healthier, raw, have a healthier relationship with healthy food, looking at fresh fruits and vegetables. I'm not saying you have to go plant based when you're done it, but you'll probably want to because you'll feel so good. You'll have so much energy, or you'll be able to have a healthier relationship with food and be able to at least integrate vegan meals, integrate more fresh fruits and vegetables, seeing more colorful foods on your plate after you're done the cleanse. So the cleanse is called the Paragon Purity Cleanse, and it's absolutely amazing. I do it 4 times a year. I have so much energy when I do it. I feel so focused. It's focusing on parasites in the body and cleansing and detoxifying parasites from the body. Parasites leach all our vitamins and minerals. They keep us in a brain fog. They control our desires for food because they live in our gut. They live throughout our body and our organ systems. And they are taking, like, again, they're taking our nutrients. So we need to kill them off. Of course, they eat acid in the body, and that's why they proliferate so much because we're eating so much acid. Even people that are vegan, I still do them. So anybody that really is alive should be doing parasite cleansing. In other countries, they really do this on a regular basis, quarterly usually. But if you have lots of cravings of sugar, if you have brain fog, if you're not focused, if you grind your teeth at night, if you have digestive issues, bloating, acid reflux, any of these things, it's really important to do a parasite cleanse. And it's also paired with the purity. And purity is cleansing your liver, kidney, blood, lymphatic system. Because we not only need to cleanse our gut and detoxify our colon, it's really important to do that in the organ systems as well, because we need to flush all these toxins throughout our lymphatic system and really flush it through like our filtration system.
Yeah.
And then adding sea moss as well. If everybody's not on sea moss, you definitely should be taking sea moss. That's added in there as well.
Yeah, CMOS definitely sort of hit its stride a few years ago and has definitely blown up. But I find like those trendy things, it's kind of like, oh, that was the past, as though our
Mhm.
bodies somehow no longer need it. But I'm hoping that you still have a few more minutes for us because I have to run a
Absolutely.
commercial break. But we do have a couple questions, and you are the expert, so the answers should definitely come from you. So, audience, you were listening to WURD Radio. I'm Candace. You're listening to expert chef Sarah. How can we rejuvenate vitality? How can we vitalize our bodies so that we can be as romantically intentional as we'd like to be? You are listening to URD Radio. We will be right back after this commercial break. All right, guys, my name is Candace Johnson, filling in for Solomon Jones this morning on WURD Radio. And I am here with Sarah. She's the owner of Nourish Philly. So in the last segment, we talked a little bit about vegan food in terms of just reasons to want to lean into possibly trying it. Then we sort of ended on talking about the herbal supplements, cleanses, and then, of course, the CMOS, the vitamins that we need to sort of revitalize our bodies. I am, and I'm gonna put all my business out there because I believe if you want intimacy from people, you have to be vulnerable and transparent. I'm a 41-year-old woman that's just starting to see my body change into that perimenopause thing. Thank God for the great women before me who have spoken out so loudly about what I can expect. I'm not happy with the changes, I'll be honest. They are definitely a hurdle when it comes to staying naturally beautiful, which is what I'm trying to do. And so, yes, of course, because it's January, we want to do cleanses. But for women who are in my age group, right, the perimenopause comers, and then, of course, the our menopause ladies, what kind of cleanses or vitamins or what kind of things do we have at Nourish Philly that would be for us?
Yeah, we do have a variety of different stuff just because, again, going through changes in life, going through hormonal changes, just going through whatever it may be, it's so important to support that with a healthy lifestyle, a healthy diet. I have noticed at my age, much older than you, going through this has been very, very simple because of the diet that I've had for so long. A lot of meats, a lot of cheeses, a lot of eggs, that kind of stuff has a lot of hormones in it. So it's really disrupting your hormones. There's also, when we're looking at endocrine disruptors in our perfumes, in our so household solutions, things like that, that's endocrine disruptors. So it's disrupting our ability to regulate our hormones. And I think that had a big issue or a big help on me by not having those things in my life. So by cutting out any colognes, fragrances from the household, that'll help balance out your adrenals, your endocrine system, and then also eating healthier so you're not getting all of these other synthetic or all of these other growth hormones or hormones in animal products that are going to dysregulate your body. Of course, we also have some supplements here as well. Wish Garden is a great company that we carry that has a variety. They were actually started as a women's health line or herbal line of products, and they have great products just to regulate any space that you're at throughout that peri and menopausal years, just to help balance with the evening primrose oil with wild yam, with the variety of different herbs that are really quintessential for this time for you. We do have a variety of stuff. And I do have some Chinese herbs too, because the Chinese culture looks at this as the golden ages, the golden years, you know, to really support you going into just your peace and your relaxation. And there's a lot of herbs that are really dong quai, just different things to help balance that out and really support that as well. And then, of course, taking sea moss and taking herbal natural stuff, eating healthy, cleansing and detoxifying your body is always going to make you feel better. You're going to feel more revitalized. Like you said, sea moss has vitamins and minerals more than any other food, and it's or any other plant-based option, and it's just really great to boost the system, to really get those vitamins and minerals that you're not getting there, and then also helping flush the lymphatic system, flush the urinary tract, flush the whole system in general. And sea moss is really gentle for that and also really supportive for that. So that's a really good thing just across the board that we should all be taking to help us feel a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm going to bring Fahim, our Southern meat eater, who's my producer this morning. I'm going to bring him in a second, but I want to just give you a shout out because not only are you doing such good work in Philadelphia, right? Like, you know, the capital of Philadelphia is a cheesesteak, you know, and a soft pretzel, and no shade, born and raised, so don't come at me. I've eaten plenty in my lifetime. But as I get older, moving into, so I'm trying to sort of, right, be very intentional about my words. Instead of using the word older, I'm trying to say more experience because your girl got all the experience under her belt. And then as I'm paying more attention to my body, I find that the narration of the female experience always sounds so drab. Like, here's the thing you can worry about coming. When I was a little girl, it was about, uh-oh, your period's going to come. And then it's, uh-oh, you know, your pregnancy is going to come. And uh-oh, now perimenopause. But I actually find that perimenopause is just helping me to understand just how much more fragile my body is becoming now. If I was a machine in my 20s, because I didn't need any sleep, I didn't have to eat well, I could drink whatever I wanted, party, and then work 18 hours a day. Now I do require 8-9 hours of sleep. Now I do feel like I want to make sure that I'm living my life as best I possibly can. And so with that, I love not only what you're doing in the city, but you also explore. I'm on your social medias and you show being in Costa Rica. You show being in these wellness forward communities. And I see you bringing that back. You are always creating something new on the menu at Nourish. I mean, there seems to be so much passion behind it. And yes, food is about internalizing our systems, but it's also such a spiritual practice of pleasure to see what God has given us to keep our pleasure sensors, yes, on our tongue, but the tongue is just the tip of it. It's the exploration of all these great things. I just feel like you've done that so well. So I wanted to like just shout you out for that. So if you guys aren't following, will you just give everyone your socials so that they are following you?
Yeah, it's real simple. It's just Nourish Philly, which is Nourish Philly, Philly. You can find us on Instagram, of course, Facebook. I'm even on TikTok now, but yeah, you can inbox us there or ask any questions. I'm very active on there, so I also do a lot of lives. I do a lot of posting, but I'm the one that answers all the stuff as well too, all the questions.
And then will you just turn do you have your radio on
No.
by chance? Oh, okay. Sorry. I read the wrong note. Sorry. All right. So now let me bring Fahim in here, just so we can talk
My
to the men and
favorite.
we'll have a men's voice. So Fahim, remind me, you're from Texas, is that correct?
Correct.
Which is another meat capital.
Yep.
Okay. Tell me what's your favorite food, Fahim?
My favorite food is kind of a toss up between wings and a steak.
Okay. And I do know that, Sarah, you did mention that you have a wings alternative. And you mentioned it earlier. And listen, guys, again, greedy. I heard you say ribs. And I'm like, okay, a rib alternative? I feel like we should maybe do a video segment where we get Fahim down there and we do a live review, having him authentically try these things. Because I know how delicious your food is. But I'm also a very open-minded person. I'm really curious. Fahim really is a meat and potatoes type guy. So I really like the idea of him trying it because, you know, he won't lie.
Well,
Right.
but here's the interesting thing, though. So my niece, my oldest niece, and my sister and her husband, they're all vegans. So I'm not a stranger to vegan food. So when my niece graduated, when she graduated from high school, she had a graduation party, and it was all vegan spread. And I won't lie, it was delicious. Most of the stuff you can't really tell the difference. There might be like small textural differences in certain things, but for the most part, flavor-wise, I was tearing our food up. But I won't lie, the only thing I didn't like though
Okay.
I'm not a fan of vegan desserts. It's something missing. Like it was just like 'cause she had like a vegan cake and vegan cookies, and it could just be that where they got it from wasn't the best. But it was like I don't know. It's like the sweetness is it's just something off about the desserts. But the food, like the regular food, like because she had like it was like vegan mac and cheese and vegan wings and vegan like all that stuff was great. I ate it.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Nourish. Who knows?
Wha- Well, but your family's in Texas, correct?
Well, they
Oh,
they were in Atlanta.
Oh, they
It
were
was
in Atlanta.
okay.
Okay. Yeah. The other thing that I want to mention, because here's the thing, right? You can make anything delicious. But then what did you put into it, right? And of course, people assume when it's vegan, then it has to be healthy. Like, we kind of create those things as synonymous. But we know that isn't always the truth. The thing I love about Nourish, because of course there are other vegan restaurants in the city, is that it isn't just about it being vegan. It's about it being plant-based specifically. And you do have so many raw options and things like that. And so when it comes to oh, you know what? This is the question. When it comes to the people who are beginners and they are coming to the restaurant and they don't know what to order, what would you suggest? What are the top 3 to 5 things that people should definitely try?
Yeah, for transitional food, that's where we do have like the chicken cheese steaks. We have a fried chicken sandwich that we're on the map for. It's one of the most delicious meals or delicious options on the menu if you want to eat that kind of food still. And then, of course, you mentioned we are in Philly, so we do have a Philly cheesesteak, and we call it that Philly John because it's just a really representative of Philadelphia, of course. And it's very common. I mean, I have a lot of meat eaters that eat here. Over the years I've owned, this is my fourth restaurant, and over the years a lot of meat eaters come to my restaurants and just say, we are not vegan, we just love the variety of fruit or the variety of foods and vegetables and just the diversity that you have and how good it tastes and also feeling really good after we eat. So a lot of meat eaters still really enjoy it, and we have those transitional foods. We also have a Caribbean dish for people that are Caribbean that really want to try to transition over to, which is a vegan oxtail and was served with mac and cheese and curry plantain. Really any way that you wanted to. We have a variety. It's called the divine dish. And you can get mix and match of different toppings there too. But the vegan oxtail is very, very popular.
Okay, I'm so excited. I was just thinking about the alkaline platter. I was going to come and get that,
Oh
but I
yeah.
think maybe I might get that. Okay, so we do have a caller for you. So
Great.
Nathaniel Lee is on the line for us. How are you? Good morning, Nathaniel. Happy New Year.
Good morning and good morning. It's good to hear you on the air, Candace, and your guest. Now, I've been to Nourish, and I can attest personally, very good food. I've been a vegan. I think this will be my seventh. I'm going on my 7th year as a vegan,
Wonderful,
and
wonderful.
thank you. And I can attest to one thing that if there's anything, this is Vegan Wary, in which we try to encourage people to at least try vegan meals, to go vegan for a short period of time. Hopefully, it'll transfer into a lifelong change. But one of the things I wanted to say is there's this misconception in our society that in order to eat, and you'll even see it on the dietary charts, your doctors will give you suggestions, and it's the misconception that you need meat and dairy for a healthy body and healthy bones. And these are misconceptions. So when you talk to people who are non-vegan, they'll say things like, "But I need it for the protein, or I need it for the calcium," they go to their doctor for recommendations. You'll recommend other things, and their doctor will say, "Well, you need milk, or you need meat, or you need this in your diet." Which I don't tell people not to go against their doctor's advice, but they've been traditionally trained, and a lot of them will understand that even though they have their doctor's degrees and they've been in medical professions for 20, 30 years, a lot of them, because they've been traditionally trained, they don't really realize that there is really nothing that you can't get, no nutrients that you can't get as a vegan. It may take a little work, may take a little research, it takes some changes, but there's really nothing that you need that you can't get from a plant-based diet. And that's all I really wanted to say.
Yeah, Sarah, do you have anything to follow up with that?
Yeah, I absolutely fully agree with them. Again, I sometimes avoid certain things like high levels of protein, and I work with a lot of people, especially professional athletes, and as they get older, this high level of protein and really, you know, this conception that we need so much protein is really detrimental to the body. It causes a lot of inflammation in the body. It's very taxing on the liver. It's very difficult to digest. So a lot of people are shifting to a leaner protein if they are still consuming animal products. And it is shifting, and thankfully I do, go into some certain medical offices with some of my clients as well, and they are slightly shifting because you're right, they are not educated on nutrition unless they're a nutritionist, but most medical doctors are not really educated on this. And I'm sorry, for some reason my phone was not charged. I'm really glad I caught that in
Oh,
time.
that's okay. We only
Yeah,
have
I'm
one
really glad
minute
I
left
caught that.
anyway. So go ahead. You can wrap it up for us.
Right. So just that they're not informed about this. So it's really great that there is a shift. And even in the medical field to say we do need to eat fresher fruits and vegetables. We do need to stop eating so much highly processed food and lay off, because they're starting to realize, I mean, they have ranked red meat as a class 1 carcinogen, so they're really understanding and seeing that food is really detrimental and starting to shift, because there are so many holistic doctors out there now saying, hey, we need to shift from this high protein, high meat source, high animal product source to more of a natural product. And we can get all of those things in a vegan diet. There's a movie out, Game Changers, talks about how you can get more vitamins and minerals from your body, more protein when you're on a plant-based diet, and how you perform better because it's easier to digest, easier for your body to utilize. It doesn't cause so much inflammation. I mean, we're getting more protein in quinoa than we are in milk. You
Yeah.
can get quinoa and greens and kale and callaloo and all these different things, chickpeas, beans, a variety of things. And it doesn't have to just taste like a plain bean stew. We can make it into amazing dishes. Even on my chicken sandwich, we even make a cake that is so delicious, and it has about 20 grams of protein in it because we're using chickpea flour for a gluten-free option.
Yeah.
So there's
I
so
can
many alternatives.
I can keep going with you, but I know I have to wrap up. I just want
Right.
to say I love that you finished off with the dessert because, of course, that's what I'm thinking with Fahim, too. We got to get him something amazing. But Nourish Philly is located at 177 West Girard Avenue, 2nd and Girard, y'all. You already know where it is. Okay, Sarah, thank you so much for your time. I'll definitely be seeing you later, and we're going to hook up that segment because I actually think that'd be really fun.
I'd love for, yeah, it's great. I really love when people that are not plant-based, I mean, thankfully, like you said, he's open to it. Try it because it really helps just break this misconception. So that would be wonderful. I'd love to offer some good food for you all.
New year, new plate. Guys, you're listening to WURD Radio, 900 AM, 96.1 FM. We'll be right back after this commercial break.